Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about something that everyone has experienced at least once in their life, and that is disappointment. And ultimately, there are kind of a few different things, probably about four things that I want to put forward just to how to deal with disappointment. Because you have disappointment in work, in relationships, in stuff that you try and do, in items that you get hold of and you've been looking forward to for a long time, and then it just turns out not to be as great. Stuff like that. I just wanted to touch on four different points that that usually help me cope with disappointment, but also a more general that can be applied to a lot of different things. So the first one, as always with any of these things where it's an emotional thing, the first thing that I say is you decide what you feel. Only you decides what you feel. So if, for instance, one of the biggest disappointments that someone can feel is when they approach another person and try and ask them out or something like that. They may say no, it might be disappointing to you, but you get to choose how you feel. There's no two ways about that. It's all inside you. You're in control of you. You feel the way that you want to. And as a result, them saying no, turning you down, whatever else, that only impacts you. That only makes you feel bad if you allow it to make you feel bad. If you let it in and let it have its way with your insides. Quite frankly, the way to feel about that is just fair enough. You tried. Indifference, in my personal view. But what it comes down to is you get to choose how you feel. And that is the key thing. That is the first thing that you should be paying attention to. Whenever you start to feel any kind of disappointment, you get to choose how you feel and how you react. Plain and simple. The second thing is don't take it personally. There may be umpteen million different reasons why, in the dating scenario, for instance, you have been turned down. Yeah. They may have just left another relationship. They may have they may not like the look of you. They may know you from somewhere else by some kind of negative reputation that you may have. There are so many different reasons that someone could turn you down in that way, but also in regards to other things. Let's say you bought a thing that you thought would be great and it turned out to be crap. It's not a personal slight against you on the behalf of the manufacturer or anything like that. It just happens to have sucked, and it's a disappointing time, but that's it. Sorry. And as a result, don't take it personally. It's not focused on you. Again, same with the whole controlling your emotions and feeling what you want to feel. Not everything that affects you or that comes in your direction is a personal attack against you. It just happens to be flying in your direction and you happen to be there. The next thing is you need to kind of take a look at the bigger picture, both in regards to how things have been working, but also what you expected. It's part of one of the biggest things with disappointment is that it's usually simply you expected too much and it didn't meet that expectation. In the bigger picture, was it ever going to lead to your expectations being met? Is there any way on the planet that, say, you bought a new computer game and you're disappointed with how it didn't seem to live up to what it was supposed to be? For example, all the stuff with No Man's Sky last year, you had these huge expectations that were only built up and propagated and expanded by the community and by certain developers that would speak, like Sean Murray from Hello Games. And ultimately what it came down to was there was no way that it was ever going to live up to those expectations. It was never going to really fully allow for everything that it said it was going to allow for at launch. It was essentially launched as an early access title with a full price tag. It was pretty poorly handled, but the people who were all disappointed and saddened by it, they let their expectations kind of get the better of them, and then they didn't allow for as good a kind of focus on not taking it personally and not allowing for them, their control of their own emotions to be prominent enough. And as a result, there was a big backlash against it, and that was a bit of a shame, because maybe they could have rectified it. Now they're looking to rectify it over time. Maybe there was more that could have been done if there had been less of a backlash and more working with. Who knows? But then the last point, and this is possibly the most important, whether you've let disappointment affect you or not, whether or not your expectations were reasonable and you've not taken it personally or have taken it personally, or whatever it is that's gone on, this is the most important thing by far, and that is try again. Regardless of how disappointing it is that the thing was that you came across, if you want to get to that better state where your expectations meet up with what actually happens and stuff like that, try again. Keep going until you find something good, until you find something that's worth it, that encapsulates everything that you wanted from it. Keep going, keep trying, keep finding new things, and keep trying to get more. Because otherwise, if you just give up after the first disappointment, as said with the dating scenario, you ask someone out, they say no. If you write yourself off straight away and just give up, then quite frankly, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to have that level of intimacy or interaction that you obviously want, or that you expected, maybe wrongfully so, but it doesn't matter. You need to keep trying. As I've said before in other videos, you've got 7 billion people on this planet. Each and every one of them that you haven't met is just another potential friend waiting to happen. And then the same goes for, every other person within your specific preferences that you have not met yet from amongst the 7 billion people is just another potential partner waiting to happen. You cannot just sign yourself out of the whole thing on the back of one disappointment. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the human race a disservice to a degree. You're only leaving yourself out, which doesn't help anybody in the short term, in the long term. You, them, doesn't matter. You have the potential to not only enrich your life through acting and through continuing to try, but also enrich other people's lives as a result of trying. That's a big important thing there. But anyway, those are my thoughts on how to deal with disappointment, and obviously disappointment is a thing that everyone is in some way used to, I would hope, and if you're not, then you're living a very lucky life. Good for you. But what it comes down to is, if you found this in any way interesting or useful, please drop me a like. Tell me what's disappointed you guys in the past. What's hit you hardest? How did you deal with it? Let me know down in the comments. And otherwise, please subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.